Again, you're listening to the NJCAA Division II Women's Basketball National Tournament on 90.7 FM, WAZU Peoria. And man, have we got a good one here in the open. 64-57, 2:45 to go in regulation. The 7-seed Owens Community College out of basically Toledo, Ohio, they lead Rhode Island 64-57. Here's Ward for Rhode Island, kicks it out to Barrows, top of the key, Porcher. Did she travel? She did. She thought about it, you could see it in her reaction as she started her move. She walked and then she started the dribble and it was just not quite lined up correctly.
Maybe her mind was just going a little bit too fast for her body.
And that's what happens when you get this sense of urgency down the stretch. You really got to watch out that you don't think ahead of what you're trying to do.
You got to have everything under control.
Joakim Noah and the Bulls taking on the Bobcats in Charlotte. Beat up second quarter. Noah slams this one home to put the Bulls up by 2. Move ahead now, third quarter. Jason Richardson drives the baseline, lays this one high off the glass, extending the Cats' lead to 10. Richardson finished with a game-high 28. Bulls answered quickly. Ben Gordon drills this 3 from the corner, bringing Chicago within 3. Gordon had a team-high 22 points. Under a minute to play, Kirk Heinrich finds Noah again, who throws this one down with a foul. That would seal the comeback for the Bulls. They go on to win 109-97. Noah finished with 17 points off the bench, and the Bulls' next game will be Friday at home against Portland. Bulls take care of business in Charlotte, and that'll take care of our business here.
Terrible turnover here. A full court pass doesn't pay off. Porcher fighting for it. To the corner, Barrows for 3. Got it! And that keeps Rhode Island in it with a minute 14 to go. It's a 4-point game.
Big 3 for Rhode Island.
The turnover sets up the 3. Rhode Island, I think, is calling for a foul and nearly a turnover. And they're going to say it was last touched by Owens.
Everybody's up on the bench for Rhode Island.
It was last touched by Jordan Bond. It was either Jackson or Porcher who got in on that play. I couldn't see who it was, but they tipped it away, and it was last touched by Owens. So now Rhode Island with another chance. Porcher down by 4. Barrows drives. Spin move, trying to beat Haycock to the bucket, gets 2. It's a 2-point game with 51 to play. They don't have to foul. It's about a 20-second differential. They do not have to foul.
Just play good defense.
They've got a couple fouls to give, and they're going to call one. Nearly a turnover in the backcourt with the press. Holy cow, what a turn of events. 1 turnover from Owens. Seemed like they had this one in hand, and instead it's now a 2-point game.
Everyone's been talking about this lately. Should college competitive cheerleaders be awarded scholarships? Brittany?
Well, I would definitely have to say yes. I think that if you're going to university competing for your school, then why shouldn't you be offered a scholarships? I mean, several universities, even their speech team, are allowed scholarships. So what makes the difference in competitive cheerleading?
You kidding me?
I'm not, Jesse.
We don't run, we don't hit, but we should get our scholarships. Woo! Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, Jesse,
no,
come
wait.
on.
This is just, it's a club. It's just like a...
What about speech? Speech team comes to schools, universities, and they're getting scholarships to speak in front of people. What's the difference if cheerleaders are going out there and competing against other universities for a title? Why can't they be awarded scholarships?
You're on the speech team, you can also take your talents into the classroom, and you can excel there as well, and you can use that to boost your GPA. You're not, I mean, making a pyramid in Com 101. I don't know if that's going to do anybody any good. This is the same as a pep band. It's just an activity. It's not a sport. There shouldn't, you know what?
Jesse, I want you to come out to a practice a time or two, and let's just see how roughed up you get. How roughed up you get, and maybe you'll change your mind about that, whether it's athleticism.
Universities are probably taking hits on this, trying to send them to competitions anyway. There shouldn't even be competitive college cheerleading. It should just be an activity.
Come on.
I feel that if there's a club cheerleading team like at Bradley University, then there really shouldn't be any scholarships awarded.
No.
But at a bigger university with competitive teams, I definitely think scholarships should be awarded.
Well, if you're a fan of the big market teams like your football team and your men's basketball team supporting the rest of your athletic department, then yeah, go ahead.
With 8.5 to go, Owens inbounding in front of their own bench. Haycock will be the one throwing it in. Who is this? It's Bond. Inside, Karan Scott goes up with it. No! Rebound to Rhode Island, and guess what? Extra basketball. That one wouldn't have counted even if it had gone from half court. The first game of the tournament, and we get bonus basketball from the Cougarplex. 64-64. We're going to overtime.
Wow.
How about the NL? Who you got?
I like the Dodgers.
You like Dodgers?
They've got off to a hot start. Matt Kemp's killing the ball, and I think the whole Frank McCourt cloud is just gone. That was a great crowd that's hanging over that franchise, and now everybody's got energy. Magic Johnson's like the face of the franchise now, and I think they're going to have a great season.
And again, I'm going to stay in the division, but I'm picking a different team. I got the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, a lot of people not big on the Diamondbacks this year. I saw them firsthand last year. They played Brewers really tough in that NLDS. They had a bunch of good stats last year. They bring back the league leader in saves from last year, J.J. Putz. I just like that pitching staff. I like their lineup. It's only going to get better, more experience. I really like the Diamondbacks.
Well, that's going to be a crowded division with the Giants in there, too. So there's a possibility that one of these teams we're not talking about doesn't even get a wild card spot.
Anyone but the Padres really out of that division has a shot.
Yeah, only the Padres have a
Jackson now
shot.
finds Barrow, spin move. Almost traveled. Instead, back out to Jackson for 3. Got it. Rhode Island, their first lead of the game, comes in overtime.
It can't get any better than this.
67-66, Rhode Island leading.
From the 96.5 ESPN Bud Light Studios, this is an ESPNPeoria.com Sports Center.
I'm Jesse Nelson, down 3 games to 1. The Chicago Bulls have to win tonight in Miami to live another day in the NBA playoffs. Tip time is 6 p.m. with pregame coverage at 5:30 here on 96.5 ESPN. White Sox got Jake Peavy's 5th win of the year last night in Minnesota. They'll wrap up the series this afternoon. Follow the Gamecast at ESPNPeoria.com. Cubs were down early and never recovered in a 9-4 loss to Colorado last night. They'll meet again tonight at 7. Cardinals have won the first 2 against the Mets. They play game 3 of 4 tonight at 7 in St. Louis. And puck drops for the Blackhawks at 7 tonight when they host the Detroit Red Wings to start the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Your home for the White Sox is 96.5 ESPN. Hear the pregame show with Chris Ranji 35 minutes before first pitch.
Hear the action from Ed Farmer and Darren Jackson every weeknight and weekend. Also listen for your chance to win White Sox tickets.
Peoria Sports Station 96.5 ESPN. Part of the White Sox Radio Network.